Suppliers and Supplier Users. Suppliers feature allows you to manage information related to product data suppliers. In practice, a supplier can be a manufacturer, if they provide product data directly, or an intermediary company. Let's start by creating a supplier called Supplier, who is not associated with any specific manufacturer. During supplier creation, we assign a unique alphanumeric ID and a name. Now we'll create a second supplier, this time one that represents a manufacturer. Manufex. Now 2 suppliers have been created. Next, let's display the supplier information in the product table and assign product to the created suppliers. Go to the product list, open the hamburger menu, and select Arrangement of Columns. Find the supplier column and make it visible. Then, move it to the top of the list, right after the product name column, for better visibility. Now we can assign supplier values to each product. Select the light bulb products and assign them to the supplier lamps, confirming each step of the batch edit. Do the same for 4 Manufex products. Now we've successfully created 2 suppliers and assigned selected products to each of them. This kind of supplier product assignment is especially useful when receiving product data directly from suppliers. What's more, ETIM-Mapper lets you manage, import, and export product data from the supplier's point of view. This is important because suppliers may use their own PIM systems with different product IDs than the ones used in ETIM-Mapper. Let's walk through this process step by step, starting with exporting. We will compare a regular export using a filter with an export performed as a supplier. Apply a filter on supplier column to show only Manufex products and save it as a permanent filter. You can now export this filtered list to Excel. However, by default, these exports reflect the perspective of your user account, in this case, a demo company. So product data and IDs in the file will match the identifiers used in ETIM-Mapper, not those of the actual supplier. But with supplier assignments in place, we can now export products as a supplier, with identifiers that are consistent with the supplier's PIM. To do this, let's first prepare the identifiers by supplier. Let's make the column ID by supplier visible and place it right after the supplier column. Now fill in the IDs used by supplier Manufex in their own PIM system. With these IDs filled in, we can now export products from the supplier's perspective. In the export form, filter the supplier's products and under the Export as Supplier option, choose the corresponding supplier. This time, the exported file uses Manu's product IDs as the main identifiers, just as if it came directly from their own PIM. The same principle applies to import. When importing data from an external PIM, you can choose the relevant supplier in the import options. During supplier-based import, ETIM-Mapper matches products using a combination of supplier and supplier product ID. This applies to all supported formats, Exchange, BMECAT, and Excel. If the product isn't found, for example, when importing new items, a new product is created with a new ETIM-Mapper product ID. More details can be found in the user guide. Another powerful feature of ETIM-Mapper is the ability to create supplier users to directly manage their own products. Before using this, Make sure your account has the required permissions. You can check and configure this under Settings tab, then Permissions, Administration, and Supplier Users. With the right permissions, you can create users linked to specific suppliers. These users will only have access to products assigned to their supplier in the supplier field. Let's create user for Manufacts and Supplamp. For the created users, it is possible to define a message that appears upon login, pop-up, and to configure appropriate permissions, such as allowing them to edit general and ETIM information, hiding price details, and setting other product data to read-only mode. Now let's log in as a supplier user. This user sees only their assigned products and has access based on the permissions granted. Respectively, the lamps user can view and edit only the products assigned to the supplier lamps. In summary, supplier users let suppliers manage only their own products with controlled access and permissions. This is also ideal for organizations that want to delegate product data management across different teams or departments, each with access only to their own product sets.